Hey guys!
Hey!
It's artfulImpersonator,
KE here.
KW, and we're here to answer your questions.
So, one of our most frequently asked questions on YouTube is actually, oddly enough, what are your genders? Because, you know, that's...
a difficult one.
Yeah, really, really important.
Cal, do you know? Cal might know. So, you want to answer yours?
Well, I'm guessing now it's fairly obvious since I'm not actually in cosplay. He's about to get smacked. Since I'm not actually in cosplay, obviously I am actually a girl.
And believe it or not, because of all my high-pitched voice characters, I am male.
Horns. I actually craft a lot of the horns for us. They're made out of polymer clay, and the smaller ones are solid polymer clay, and I recommend getting a cheap kind for at least the middle part and actually painting them rather than getting the orange, which is more expensive. And basically I just kind of form a tube with it and make it to the shape of the horn. The bigger ones have a tinfoil and actually Scotch tape interior to make them a little lighter, but the, like say, Tavros horns and Gamzee horns are extremely heavy, so I do, if you're prone to headaches, warn against using polymer clay for those, because they will hurt after quite a while.
We just use regular paint to paint them.
Yeah, acrylic bottled craft paint, literally, and then most of ours are attached to metal headbands because you can actually bake those in the oven with the polymer clay. Don't put plastic in the oven because it'll melt.
Oh my gosh, you were really, really, really lucky. I would love to actually meet him. I would want to know exactly what he was like what he said, what he sounded like. Oh gosh, you're really, really, really lucky. Oh my god.
Alright, Homestuck actually was KR's fault for me. She was the last of a group of about 10 people, the last holdout on I'm not going to get into Homestuck party. And she finally gave in, and she started obsessing and then roped me in. And I actually gave up after the first 20 pages or so. I gave up for about a month, and she kept begging me and showed up to my house as Rose, and I got forced to keep reading, and that was pretty much the end of it for me. And then we actually forced him into Carcat before he even knew what Homestuck was, cosplaying with us. And, which was a little insulting because he was like, oh, you want me to play this angry character that cusses a lot? Wow, you think really highly of me, guys. And, actually, after that, I relentlessly texted him about 4 or 5 times a day asking him if he was reading it, and if he wasn't, I was like, you should be.
Every fucking hour. Even when I was at work.
It was awesome.
I hate you. Anyway, and then getting into cosplay, I actually had been into that much, much longer. I've now been into it about 4, almost 5 years. I started as Butterfly Red Skull. Online was my cosplay, and started growing and developing from there. Actually was able to then teach them how to use DeviantArt, YouTube, how to get you wonderful followers here, and up the game as far as going to conventions, showing off what we can do, because this one's great at crafting and sewing and everything like that, so it needs to be shown off, right? And then acting, I can teach that, and so it made improvisation and acting all meshed to one very well, because we're all very good, we all have great chemistry together, and it went from there. It's all worked out, we're a great team. Well, wouldn't you like to know? The blood effect is a fun one, because that one we didn't know how we were going to do. We decided we wanted to do the Gamzee and Dave video, and
The
we
story
were like,
doesn't exactly
oh,
make,
we want to do gore. We
Yeah.
want to do blood. And, well, then we were like, alright, you could go out and you could buy some fake human blood at a party shop, but how do you do an indigo's blood? So this one actually had a really, really smart idea.
You kind of take the really, really thick acrylic paint, the kind that comes in the tiny tubes, the professional quality. You mix it with a very small amount of water, so it gets a little bit of a thicker consistency. I used maybe just a tiny, tiny centimeter or so in the bottom of a little tub, and several drops of the really thick paint, kind of mixed it as quickly as we could, and then things like holding it in the palm of the hand, you kind of cup it, and then when you put the sword in the hand, then you tip your arm up and it runs down. Things like that, pretty common movie effects, but the blood itself is a thick acrylic paint.
I mean, I definitely know I'm pushed for you. More than a toilet! That wasn't as romantic. Sorry. Well, I mean, you make me happy, like, and feel really rad still, and stuff. Yeah.
The Mitund outfit, that goes to all this one's amazing sewing skills and being able to turn something out of nothing. Went to Goodwill and bought shit that fit, and then put it all together. Bought a black shirt that worked, some really tight pants, and then a yellow shirt. She tore it up, sewed it onto the black, came out perfect. So.
Yeah, it's basically a skin tight black stretchy shirt, skin tight black stretchy essentially tights, and that's completely stitched all together. Gosh, kind of just overlaid a yellow shirt and then cut out the pieces that I needed in panels.
It's a task to get in and out of, I will tell you that.
Yeah, we did have to install a zipper on the back of it.
You know how Mitund says he has trouble getting out of his clothes and can't remember how?
There's reasons for that.
Yeah.
There's definitely reasons for that.
Thanks for helping me in the bathroom. A lot of conventions.
Are you fucking serious? What kind of fucking question is this? Do you think I'm an idiot? I bet you do. Seriously, I am the team leader. I should know better than all the fucking idiots that I deal with. If you wanted to ask somebody to do that, you should ask Gam. He would have done it. Fuck you.
Again, this one's an amazing sewer. So, Signless was all done by... That failed, so...
The Signless cape is actually a 3-piece ensemble. Technically 2-piece because the hood is attached to the cape now, but I made it separately. The cape itself is just a standard over-the-shoulder kind of mountain-shaped cutout. I fitted it to my shoulders, and then it has an actual overpiece that comes down over the arms in the front and the back, and that one's almost shaped kind of like a tube. And that just literally goes on, gets pinned up in the back so that it lays right where I need it to. And then, yeah, the hood. To do a hood, basically, I pulled out one of my hoodies, I traced the outline of how the hood on the hoodie looked, and stitched it back together based on that. And then, cut the slits in the front to fit to where your horns sit on your head and tie them up with red thread. Oh God. Seriously, we're gonna go there. Well, for one, he's fucking disgusting. Low as all get out. A land dweller. A memorial thief. And an outright bastard. I mean, not that I'm, hate him fucking hate him, but, you know, it's not like a flirtation. I kind of hate him unless he's interested in that quadrant, which he hasn't really given me that. In any way, you know, fuck it. I glub and hate him. He can go fuck himself, but with both his bulges. That's all I gotta say.